Well, joining me now to discuss this issue is the President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Biodun Ogunyemi. He joins me from Abuja. Thanks a lot for joining me on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's my great pleasure.
Right. It's always a bit disheartening, particularly for students, when they hear this sort of action. Did you exhaust all avenues for dialogue before embarking on this industrial action?
Yes, we did. In 2016, November, we went on 1 week warning strike. Then the National Assembly leadership called us for interaction. And we interacted with relevant agents from the ministries, departments, and agencies of government in Abuja. At the end of the interactive sessions, all the issues were trashed, and we thought we had got some understanding on how to address the problem. The problem of shortfall in salaries, a process whereby our lecturer, our colleagues, particularly in federal universities, were losing out as much as a quarter of their salaries or more. A situation where lecturers in state universities were not paid for months. We also had the issue of NOPENCO, our own university-based pension fund administrator. We talked of the staff school. We talked about fund for revitalization. All these issues that were brought out again in this strike action, we actually brought them up at that meeting. And the government agreed that they will go back and address the problem. But let me talk about academic allowances. They said they will do that within 6 months. 8 months after, nothing concrete has been done. So we have written about 5 letters thereafter. Nothing concrete has been done. So we actually feel for our students, but what we are doing is actually to protect their future and to ensure that we have a university system that we can all be proud of, to ensure that we have facilities in our libraries, in our laboratories, we have books in our libraries, and our classrooms are well equipped.
Let me just
for effective teaching and learning. And teachers,
yes, let me just ask, because
they are also well motivated.
I'm sorry to just have to cut in there, but let me just ask, looking through some of the list of your demands, some of the demands, go back to 2013, 2014, and you said that you sat down and you had a conversation, and the government actually agreed to sort out the issues that even did not occur within their tenure. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the issue of governance is not about tenure. It's about continuity. And it's also about priority. Where there is political will, there will be way to address some of these issues. Every government that comes, any new government that comes up will inherit asset and liability. So we don't really differentiate between or among governments. We talk about continuity in governance. And if you have an understanding, the most important thing here is that we want to have a university system that can contribute effectively and meaningfully to the transformation of the country and to repositioning the country for world ranking and for economy. So until we agree on the purpose of our universities, on what to do to reposition our universities, back to the old days when other Africans were coming to Nigeria for education, we are not going to get it right.
All right. Are you insisting tonight that if all your demands are not met, and there are a number of them, are you insisting that this strike will continue if all your demands are not met, or are you going to make some sort of concession as we go along? Is it too early? Do you know?
Yes, what actually infuriated our members has been that government chose to ignore us. We wrote as far as the presidency. None of our letters was acknowledged, talk less of replying. So when you see a situation like that, it is like lecturers in Nigerian universities count for nothing. And since November last year, we have written about 5 letters. We have made contacts. We have gone for consultations. And all we had were empty promises. And our members are saying they were tired of empty promises.
All right, thank you so very much. The President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Biodun Ogunyemi, for joining us on the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot.